My name is Vicki, and this is Heartland Knits and Sews, my YouTube channel where I talk about all the things I love to do, mostly knitting and sewing. Today I have a sewing video for you. This is going to be an unboxing of my Think Pink box, which is right here. This is box 28. But before we get to opening that up, we need to talk about the fabric from last month's box. I did a video unboxing that, and I must say I whined a little bit about the color and kind of pleaded for somebody, please trade fabric with me. So right after I filmed that video, I sat down and I wrote to Andrea and emailed her and asked if she had more of the pink and green fabric. Sometimes she has a lot extra, sometimes she has kind of very little. It all depends, I suppose, on when you're cutting, if there's flaws in the fabric, when you're cutting it, how much is on the roll or whatever. But I thought I'll see if she has some extra and if I could buy it from her, because I loved it that much. If I can't find somebody to trade fabric with me, and if she has extra, I will buy that. It makes more sense to buy that fabric that I knew I really loved than, like looking for some other fabric that would just kind of do for what I wanted to make. Honestly, if she had held the pink and green fabric up in one of her Sunday lives, I would have bought it in a heartbeat. And I don't usually do that. I do miss out on a lot of fabrics because they sell out before I get to them, but I usually have to think on things a little bit. So anyway, I wrote to Andrea and she said she had extra, and so I wrote back. I said, how can I buy it? How can I pay? Will you send me an invoice? How can we do this? And then two things sort of happened right around that time. Is all of the Think Pink boxes last month that were sent to Ireland got returned to her. Something to do, I don't really understand, like paperwork and mail between those two countries or something. Apparently it's a common kind of thing that happens. But I imagine there's quite a few box subscribers in Ireland, since that's where she started out. And so she had to deal with all of that, getting those boxes back and fixing all the thing and resending them out. Plus, she was doing her kind of grand opening for her new actual bricks and mortar store. So I'm sure that took a lot to get organized and everything looking pretty and whatnot. So anyway, meanwhile, while waiting to hear back from her, the lovely Karen from KGFL, I will post a link to her YouTube channel down below if you don't already watch her. You really should. Anyway, Karen wrote to me and said, I will trade fabric with you. How lovely is that? So I sent her, first I said, I had written to Andrea. I said, let me wait to hear back from her, because I felt like I had, committed to buy it. I wanted to hear back. And then I didn't hear anything, and I didn't want to, miss out on getting it all together. So anyway, Karen and I traded fabric. So I sent her my purple and orange, and see, she sent me this lovely pink and green. It's looking a little redder on my iPad than it looks in person. It is like a kind of hot pink. I love it. So anyway, so I had this, and so this arrived about 10 days ago. I laid it all out because my thinking originally was to do a full-length Southport dress. Last year, I think it was the May box, we had a viscose, and I managed to just squeeze out a full-length Southport on that fabric. I had to cut the skirt on the cross grain, but with that pattern, the fabric, the pattern in that fabric, it didn't really matter. So I laid this out on the floor and studied it a little bit, and I felt like there was enough difference in it that if I did some on the cross grain and some on the grain, it would be enough to, like, it would bother me. So then I decided I was going to do a knee-length Shelby dress. It's like a paneled dress, And because I've just been super busy with the garden, I haven't had a chance to cut it out. And, you know, it's paneled. I need to cut it single layer, and you need to make sure you got your wits about you so that you can lay down like mirrored pieces, so you don't end up with sort of two left fronts or whatever. So yeah, so I haven't cut any of this out yet. So fast forward to this morning when my ThinkPinkBox arrived, and it felt suspiciously squishy on the top of it. And so this is how it arrived. It was like this in the outer pink wrapper, and then on top of my regular ThinkPinkBox was another pink wrapper, which obviously the lovely Andrea sent me the pink and green fabric that I wanted, that I asked her about, that I have like such feelings of guilt. Like my Catholic guilt is just in overdrive right now because I have this fabric in my hands and I haven't paid her for it. And Andrea, I need to pay for this fabric because this is what was in this little pink envelope, was another batch of the pink and green. Thank you so much. I mean, I feel so blessed to have been surrounded by these two wonderful ladies who came through for me, and, you know, with the pink and green fabric. But Andrea, I really, really, really need to pay you for this fabric. It was like extra postage for my ThinkPinkBox because it had 2 lots of fabric. And yeah, I really, really, really want to pay for this fabric. Please. But thank you from the bottom of my heart to Andrea and to Karen, because now I have 2 lots of this fabric. I could probably do the Southport because I could put them all on the grain. I could do an Eve dress, which is one of my favorite dresses that I can't usually do out of the viscose from the ThinkPinkBoxes because I need more than 2.5 meters. I've tried. I can't fit it on on 2.5 meters, but I love wearing with the high-low hem, the Eve dress. I could do a full-length Shelby, which I don't have one of those. I could do the full-length jumpsuit of the Shelby, which you would really see me coming in that, but it could be really fun too. Anyway, so I will need to ponder to figure out what to do with all this lovely fabric. I feel so blessed. Thank you both from the bottom of my heart. The green and pink. So anyway, that was 10 minutes of talking about last month's box. Let's move on to this month's box. It's in this lovely thing. I used last month's box. This was the first time we had this style box. I used mine last month's box to store my labels for my plants. I have a little P-Touch that I use, and I have these like little copper labels and the sticks that go on the ground, and I put those all together because usually they were all separated, and I was looking for something. Let's get into this box. It starts out, we have a lovely postcard with a seaside view. Oh, I like to be by the seaside, which is really pretty. And it says this month's box contains 3 meters of fabric. It does feel heavy. So, and there are 4 colorways, 3 meters of fabric and 4 colorways. So yeah, and oh, so I'm going to show you the label or the sticker. It's the pink door, and it's got some little seagulls. So I wonder if there's a theme. Andrea doesn't always do like themed boxes. Once in a while there are, and they're always kind of fun when they are. I know there was a lemon themed one. My very first box was an Ireland themed one. So, okay, I'm gonna try to open this as quietly as I can. And not quiet at all, is it? And, okay. So, start out with the food item, as always. This is Bert's Sea Salt and Malt Vinegar Potato Chips, which sound really, really good. My very first box that I had was the Irish box, and we had Irish potato chips in that one, so these will be perfect. And we have a little package. It says East of India on it, which we've gotten things from them before. And it is pintail. It is a candle. We had, I don't think it was this company, we had a little candle in a tin in the advent calendar box. So yeah, I don't have something to open it right now, but it's the sea salt. So there definitely is a theme going on here. And let's get this. And oh, there's something else. Oh, how nice. Oh my gosh. It's a little cross-stitch kit with the sailboat. Oh, this is really nice. It's got everything. It's got the hoop and the floss, everything in it. Oh, this is really nice. When it feels right to have like a needle and thread in your hand. I just always feel like when I was 5, my mom taught me how to embroider, my sister and I, because we had a really, really hot summer and we didn't have air conditioning, and I think she just wanted us to sit quiet, like we couldn't run around outside because it was just too hot, and she wanted us to just sit quiet. So she showed us how to embroider. And I always think of that in the summer, that it just feels good to have a needle and thread in your hands. I never mind kind of going out on the porch and hand sewing up a hem on like a summer dress. It just sort of feels right. So this will be really nice. This will be really nice to work on this summer. And then it said there are 4 colorways of the fabric. And mine is navy blue. And I will hold this up. It is a viscose. Really nice. And it is very sort of nautical themed. So I really love this. This is going to make the thing that I immediately think of, because we have 3 meters, is I think this is going to be an Eve dress. I think this would make just the most perfect Eve dress. Like picture it with like little white Keds and my little white denim Polar jacket. I think that would be perfect. Or little red Keds. Perfect, like 4th of July, wearing that. Oh yeah, this is really beautiful. Did I hold it up? So it's got little anchors and little sailboats. Yeah, and the little rope. Oh, this is really pretty. And what a pretty themed box. So I just looked at the other colors, and they're all kind of very, well, 3 of them are very neutral, including this one. One of them has a little more, like a little brighter color, I think, in the background. But the other 2, besides this one, are very sort of neutral. I think if I had the 4 of them laying out in front of me, this is the one. This is definitely the one I would have chosen. So, yeah, this is really pretty. That is a bumper sort of box, and what a fun theme. I don't know exactly where Poundbury is. That's the town where Andrea moved to. I know she said it's in the south of England, but I don't know how far it is from a coastline, if it's really close, and that's why she picked this theme. But maybe she'll say on the video in the ebook. But yeah, I have last month's and this month's fabric. They're very, very different, but I love them both. And a big, big thank you to both Andrea and Karen for my lovely pink and green fabric. Andrea, really, I need to pay you for this. Really, I do. So thank you all so much for watching. And be sure you subscribe so that you can see both of these fabrics sewn up. I'm going to try to have that done by the next time the next box comes at the end of this month. Plus, there will be another video coming out. It is a makes video from the last, like March and April sort of makes. It's all recorded, it's all uploaded. All I need to do is write out the notes with the links to everything. So that will be happening soon. So be sure you subscribe so that you can see all of the things being, made up. And until I see you next time, from my hair to yours, happy sewing.